that gave me anxiety.
All right. Let's try this one more
Oh,
time.
Watchmen chick.
I am. He's
Who
trying
are
to
we
play
talking?
Russian or Swedish.
Who are we talking about?
Casper Van Dien.
Oh,
Ooh, that was awesome kill scene. I like that.
all right. So welcome to another get together, another episode of Get to the Chat Room, where we get together, watch
It gives
movies,
me no
review them,
warning.
talk about. No warning.
I won't play.
So, of course, we're asking everybody to, like, share, and subscribe. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and
Because we're
most
cool.
importantly, yeah, because we're the cool kids, and most importantly,
Oh,
share that content. Um, so, without further ado, because we are late, way behind,
so
get to the chat
sorry.
room.
That's what they say to us. Get to the chat room already. Just
Just get to it already.
well, yeah, we on CPT time. I apologize.
What's wrong, Dylan? CIA got you pushing too many pencils.
Are you intentionally trying to get me to just like spew all over the place like every time?
Oh my gosh. Pushing too many pencils. Oh my gosh. That's the best.
No, no.
Dylan! Remember, Dylan! It's like,
Damn. Okay, who's starting?
All right, so yeah, let's kick this off, right? So we're doing Violent Night, and this is uh, Die Hard, Bad Santa, and Home Alone had a baby.
mm-hmm.
Like, this is the only way I could describe this movie, and that was Die Hard because of the home invasion, the robbery. The bad guys show up, they're robbing the vault, and Santa is running around trying to save Christmas. And then Bad Santa, because Santa starts off in the beginning of this movie as like an alcoholic. He's giving up on Christmas, and then the Home Alone, which is the little girl Trudy, she actually sets up booby traps and makes multiple references to the Home Alone movie. So this is the only way I could describe this movie, which is Die Hard, Bad Santa, Home Alone had a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right.
Brand spanking new.
So I only have two bad things to say about this movie, and then other
You
than
have
that,
bad things to say?
I know, right? But I only have two bad things to say about this movie, and then other than that, like everything else is golden. Like I'm so in. I'm ready to give you my star rating on this. I'm ready to like okay. And this movie actually gets added to my go-to list. It's like right next to Wally, Elf, and the rest of them. So
I can't.
yeah.
I'm,
Um.
I'm afraid to know.
All right. So, Junior, you want to kick it off because this movie was your suggestion, and
Mm-hmm.
I really like it, and I don't want to take over. So,
Okay, well, like you said, it was a mixture of Home Alone, Bad Santa, Die Hard, your typical action, thriller. Um, it was, I don't know, it was for me, it was great, just all around great. I can't, I don't know of any bad things. There were maybe a couple slow scenes throughout, but for the most part, going into it expecting, you know, if you go into it expecting it to be what it is, right?
yeah.
Uh, then you'll enjoy the movie, you know. So for me, I thought the audio was done very well. The music was excellent. The guy who did the composition did a lot of other, popular movies, so it wasn't like they had some, so no name guy composing the music. I think that the choice the choice of music for each scene was done very well. My favorite part, particularly, was when he decides to help, when he makes that decision, and he's ready to, I don't want to say retire, but he's kind of like, he's been doing it so long. He just wants to, I'm kind of done with it. And then he makes that decision because that one girl, right? The belief, she believed, and that convinced him. So it was done really well. Really, it had sweet moments. It had some very funny moments. Very funny moments. John Leguizamo is hilarious, and I thought that David Arbor did just a fantastic job in the role. And awesome. That's my take.
Okay. All right. Renetta?
Oh, I thought we were gonna get the youngster in first, but okay, I'll go. I'm gonna keep it short until we get into it. But yes, I loved this movie. It was great. From the point when he was in the bar, from that line, he's like, "Yeah, I'm still vertical. I want to change that." I was just like, "I feel you, I feel you." And then the whole like that scene where he's just fed up, he's just fed up, mad, angry, just all the kids want is just greed, 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 money, money, money. Nobody wants this, nobody wants that. And I was like, I hear you, Santa. I'm like, yeah, it's right. And so then he sees this little girl in that little window. It was like his window of hope, I guess that's how I looked at it. When he looked at it, like, it's just that one glimmer of hope. And he turns around, like, and he looks at the cookie, because everybody else just bought store-bought cookies, and it was just like, this was like homemade, this was thought about it, so like, maybe I'll give it a chance. And then her and her little magic walkie-talkie. Santa, this is what I didn't understand, though. I was like, oh, Santa can hear her, but then John Leguizamo comes on the same channel. I'm all like, so he didn't hear her in the beginning? So I was like, what's really going on? Is it really a magic walkie-talkie?
So it was one of those. It was one of those situations where I guess he's like literally going back and forth between the channels, but it doesn't explain why he went back and forth between the channels. So you're kind of left questioning, like, how did John Leguizamo wind up on that channel?
Yeah.
So, and the same thing with Die Hard. Die Hard.
Well, that was the other thing I liked. Okay, so what? When he was fighting Frosty, right? I thought it was so great that he burned at the end. I was like, oh, Frosty got burned. But I was like, the first movie that he pulled out of the thing before, he doesn't have to unwrap anything. He was like, Die Hard. And
Die Hard on Blu-ray. Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, why does the first movie have to be Die Hard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I made this whole thing up. Not really. I found it. Where did I find it? I find it on nameslook.com, a breakdown of their last name, Lightstone. A whole nice little anagram. I was like, and it fit the story like perfectly. I'll tell you later. But yeah, I thought everything was so perfect, especially down to the tattoos, because Santa is Celtic and Norse at the same time. So like when I saw those, I was like, what? And then when you saw him back in the day fighting, I was like, this is where Krampus comes in. This is his Krampus side. I was like, okay, makes sense. I got it. But yeah, all those things combined, made for a great movie. Plus so many other things.
Nikolai the Red.
Right, and I was thinking, like, how many times you gonna play somebody red? Nicholas the Red, the Red Guardian from Black Widow. Come on.
All right, Jay, your turn.
Okay. You guys can hear me, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speak up.
I thought the movie was great. I love this movie. Especially with David Harbour on it. When I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a good one, because he's already in Stranger Things, and
Yeah.
His acting is really good. So I was like, hey, this is gonna be a good one. And then I got into it. I liked it. I loved the movie. Um, Especially the reference. I don't know if this is on purpose, but when the end fight with David's character and what was the bad guy's name again?
John Leguizamo,
Yes,
Scrooge.
yes,
Scrooge.
yes.
Mr. Scrooge. Mr. Scrooge.
It's like
Um,
John Leguizamo. I
um,
can't. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm
I don't know
sorry.
if this is an on purpose reference, but there was a reference to Halloween because when they're about to fight and he says Christmas dies tonight, I was like that has to be a reference to Halloween Kill.
Oh, okay.
All right. All
Well, so much for that question on my quiz. Fired.
Okay.
Just shot that one down.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Nice. Nice.
Hurt my feelings.
All right. So, where do you guys see this movie landing on a sequel?
Oh, it better be a sequel. There
Yeah,
better
that's
be a sequel.
No.
I'm all like,
I don't see it. I don't see a sequel.
Well, nobody was asking you. So, I do see a sequel because like now he's rejuvenated. You know, his hope has been restored. You
Oh,
know,
nah, it's a one and done. It's the
that's
whole
what I was
point. The
definitely
whole
gonna
point
say.
of it is he's been doing this for what he say 1,100 years, which I thought was a
yeah, he was
pretty
ready to give up,
that was
but he
that
can't
was
die.
a long time, and now he was getting to the point where he was gonna call. He felt like he was gonna call it, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like kids are getting they're not believing anymore. They're asking for superficial things. The spirit of the holidays is not there anymore, and I think when Trudy told him that she didn't care about the gifts, she cared about him as a person. Like he embodied something that was more important than the gifts, right?
Mhm.
And that he wasn't expecting to hear that from a kid.
Of course not.
And that rekindled something. And I think that we're left to kind of wonder what would happen now, right? If
No,
they
I'm more
create a
wondering what
sequel,
happened.
it's going to diminish everything that happened in this one. I don't know how you would do a sequel. I just don't
I
see
want
how
to
you
know what
could.
happened beforehand. How did he become Santa? Because
Oh,
I
a
mean,
I don't
prequel?
look. You know what? You can roll your eyeballs all you want to and do all that Chewbacca. You know, I want to shut up, but
Okay.
I want to know.
okay, okay, yeah. Jay, how do you feel about that?
Who are we talking to? Junior?
Jay,
I mean, Jay?
Jay, how do you feel about that?
I'm sorry, repeat that one more time.
A sequel or a prequel?
Oh yeah. Okay. A sequel. I want there to be a sequel. I don't think there will be a sequel. Do I want there to be a sequel? Yes, because I love this movie, so I would love to see it. But I
What
think
about
it's
a
one of those type
prequel?
of movies. Yes, because I want to know the backstory, the full
See, Junior, you can go take an exit stage left because you're the
backstory.
only one.
Okay, so he was like a Thor and he became Santa Claus. Boom, there you go.
But why? Okay, as much killing as he did, why was he selected to be Santa?
Yeah.
Santa represents good. Why was he selected to be Santa? You saw that blood dripping off. What was it? Head crusher, brain, whatever it was
Skull
called.
Crusher.
I'm like, how did you get to be Santa?
Yeah, Skull Crusher. So yeah, I have that same kind of question. Like I could see two more movies coming out of this thing, and that's a sequel,
That's it.
right? They do a sequel, and maybe a cameo from Mrs. Claus kind of thing, and then a prequel as to how he becomes Santa. I could see it, at least two more movies, and then I'd be done. Because after that, then you get into the whole Die Hard franchise where you're like
Then it
five,
becomes a
six
whole
movies
nother The
in.
Clauses
Yeah,
series.
and then it's just too much. It's just too much. So I could see them doing two more, and I think I'd be good with two more, and then that's it. Like Yeah, that's
You don't have to watch them, Junior. You could just be all like, I'm just good with the
Look,
first.
hey, I love the positive optimism, but I'm just being a realist. I mean, just
Yeah.
Okay.
think about the
Well,
storyline.
you
Like the
what
storyline
would
would be,
be?
you would diminish the very purpose of this, how it stands as a movie.
Right.
Like a
Oh, you
prequel.
mean like how we find out how Jason becomes Jason and Michael Myers becomes Michael Myers, stuff like that?
Yeah, but see, it's different. This is definitely geared towards a one and done.
Right. I
The storyline plays out like a one and done.
I get what
I
you're
think
saying.
you would muddy how well this was done by creating a sequel, by explaining. They gave us little glimpses of why it happened, why he became right.
Yeah.
But
No, they didn't.
yeah, they did. They show him what he was like, and he tells Trudy a little bit about it, right? But so you're left to kind of speculate. You're left to kind of figure that out, and I think that was done intentionally. I
Right.
think it's done that way, So because it's when you know too much, like when you think of the Santa Clauses, right? Santa Claus 1, 2, 3, the Santa Claus, the Mrs. Claus, the Escape Clause. Each one served a purpose that explained the entire clause.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need that for this movie. You don't need
No,
that explanation. I mean, I know you'd want one, but I'm just saying that
I do
Yeah.
need one because I don't
I don't
understand
think
where
it's
I don't
you know.
understand where you saw the connection. I don't
Yeah.
understand where you saw these hints. I'm like, he showed hints of like how he was destructive.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Him
I
telling
could
her,
see.
this used to be me. She's like, well, we kind of need that right now. I mean, that's all you got from it.
Well, no.
I'm just like, well, what was the transition? How did you get
Well,
to be from?
no, but think about it. Think about it. She said when she talked about being good, right? And what I got from it was that as bad as you could be, there's always that part of you that could be good. And that part of him made him Santa Claus. So that's
Yeah,
kind of
that
how I
part of
look
it
at it.
probably made him
You,
die. Maybe it was
like
an
might have
agreement.
been a brutal. He might have executed justice rather brutally, right?
Yeah.
But he still had that bit of good in him that somehow the magic chose him, right?
He was a Viking.
He kept talking about the magic, though. He kept talking about the magic. So
And that he
you know,
Yeah, he
didn't
kept
know how
saying
it
he
worked.
still doesn't know how it works. He doesn't
right.
even understand it.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Like you're
But
not
why
supposed
doesn't
to.
he understand it?
That's the
Where
point.
did it come from?
He was
Why did
he
get
was
selected?
chosen.
And
right?
I think that's what Junior's trying to say is the fact that the movie gave you just enough to go on and keep you grounded into this movie. And
I'm grounded. I was grounded, but I still want
Yeah.
answers.
yeah.
I was
So
grounded enough to watch the whole thing.
all right. So what about
Mhm.
all right, so real quick, our dislikes. What is the one or two, like give me one or two dislikes for this movie. Jay.
Oh, come to me last.
Some
Let
of
me
the
think about
characters.
that. Huh?
Some of the characters.
Some of the characters?
Yes, I wasn't a fan. Like Bertrude and Avila and Morgan, I wasn't a fan. I don't know.
Oh, the family.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. I just found their characters to be really obnoxious, and I expected them to die, but they didn't. Like Bertrude at the beginning of the movie, I was like, I don't know if they're gonna kill kids, but I think that one's gonna die, and he didn't. But
I knew they were gonna kill Morgan.
You know how rich itches are. I mean, they endure.
Yeah.
They will find a way to survive.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you wanted the sister and her boyfriend and her son to get it. Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Like, if anybody's gonna die, like when Morgan died, I was like, okay, here we go. And then the other two made it. It was just like,
and then it was it.
really?
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed that, especially Bertrude. I was like, Bertrude didn't get it. Like, come on, like kill the influencer. Like he's useless.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah, but he
useless
But
to
he
called
was
out.
funny
society.
though.
No. But he called out he said the most important line that saved all their
Yes, he
lives.
did. I was just about to say that.
He was like,
But if
well,
you
if you
kill
kill
one of us,
us,
Yeah.
how are you gonna know it's not the one?
Yeah,
exactly right.
that's what made me like him a little bit. I was like, you said that, okay.
Yeah. Well, if you kill somebody at random, what if you kill the one person that knows? Like, all right. So yeah, he was a little grounded and had a little more sense than any other adult in this room. When it gets to me, I'm gonna explain why. All
Oh,
right,
you look at you.
I
I'm trying
know.
to figure out something negative. Like,
All right, Junior. If there was
Uh,
anything that you couldn't get, you couldn't get your head around that.
um. Well, I mean, uh, well, okay. Two things, right? Just
Hmm.
two things. First thing, the Home Alone thing. Like, she it was totally Home Alone thing. Like, she set all that stuff up. I'm like, really? She
Right.
set all that stuff up in that little bit of time. Like, she pulled a Kevin McAllister and set up right. So that's the first thing. I wasn't, but you know, taking in consideration that it's not meant to be, you know, taken as a realistic scenario. But
like Jingle Jangle.
exactly, like Jink. No. uh, Second thing would be, I thought the bad guys were rather naive on the extraction team. You had what, 12 soldiers in that, and they go into a barn with like fully loaded ARs, and not one of them fire their gun. Like,
Stormtroopers.
I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. There's 12 of you. I counted 12, and I'm thinking he took you out with a sledgehammer, and you guys have state of the art equipment. You have flashlights. You have high tech gear. You mean to tell me that one of you just could fire random into just random into the barn or something? I don't know. That kind of bugged me a little, but special ops,
Yeah.
you know. So there's my take there. Other than that,
Fired.
everything
Okay.
else
I
is great.
agree with you. I
All
agree
right.
with you on that one. There was a lot of times where the bad guys could have shot that
Mhm.
character, but the plot armor. It
Mhm.
was
We
protected by
Yeah.
can't
plot
see in
armor.
the dark.
And
I can't see.
I think that just plays into and I'm not trying to badmouth the people who put this movie together, but I think that plays into just they hired the wrong person to do their choreography. They just
Maybe it was
didn't.
supposed to be sloppy.
Okay.
If you
Yeah.
think about it,
No. No.
why not? I mean,
I
if you try to tame it down to the original, like a regular, if somebody were to come to your door, they're not going to perfectly choreograph a fight with you.
No,
You
but
know what I
Rob,
mean?
I have to disagree with you on there because remember the first fight sequence. Think about it. That guy knew how to fight.
yeah, but I mean, okay,
These are just recruits.
you give me an M4 and you put my target more than 5 paces away from me, he's dead. I mean,
That's you.
yeah. I mean, he's getting 2 in the chest, 1 in the head, and if I have to reload, I'm going to my sidearm. Like
Yeah.
he
Okay.
loaded the weapon, and as Santa turns from the window, he turns his weapon and then points it at Santa. He reaches out to Santa to allow him to close that distance. If you're close quarter combat, you load your weapon, you step back. You don't step into your target. And
Well, that's cute. We know that.
I know. And then,
we know that.
all right.
But okay,
So
let's take a look at that.
Nope.
What was it?
Well,
The guy-
that's another. Renetta, go with your bad things for this movie.
I don't have bad things. I don't have bad things. The only one that I can say is I'm just trying to figure out why old boy just didn't do anything. The little guy who was like, "Hey, where you guys go? I can't see you. Hello?" And all the little TV screens are popping off, and his little quivery lip was like, like he was about to cry, and I was like, that annoyed me because I was like, "Why are you there?" If if you're gonna cry about it, why are you there? That's why I can't agree with you on that because I feel like they would just recruits like, come on, I need you. They're like, oh, Santa, do I want to kill Santa? Was that a little hesitation?
All right, so I guess we are gonna dive into this. So let me give you my two. So since we're gonna go there, let me just go ahead and give you my two things about this movie that just were terrible. Um, One, they're kidnapped. They're held up in the living room. The daughter breaks free and runs off into the house, and one of the kidnappers, who's the crazy chick? What's her name?
You talking about peppermint? What's
Peppermint.
peppermint
Peppermint runs.
or sugar plum?
Sugar Plum, right? The chick chases after the little girl, and the for the rest of this movie, the parents are sitting in this living room, negotiating, talking, just chilling. Like I'm a parent, and if my little girl, 10-year-old little girl, took off, like you're gonna have to either kill me or tie me down. Like even a mother, especially a mother, like I just didn't see a mom sitting in that living room for the rest of the night, as cool as she was, not freaking out about her daughter. And it
Well,
Maybe.
she did have a shaved head, so
What does that have to do with it?
So in her defense, when you got a shaved head, you just like you don't care.
well, no, I mean shaved head means strong female character, so you know,
Yeah.
that's yeah, so
So,
that's why.
I mean, and and then to kind of defend the movie, to kind of defend that part, when Gertrude enters the room and she's cussing up a storm and she's like, oh, Trudy, that's a whore's name. Like they're allowing this in front of their child, so it's kind of like, the parenting is shown like from the very beginning. So for her to run off through the house, it's just like, do they even care? Like you guys are
Well, kind of like, what
hostages.
can you do in that situation? You got what, like six guys with weapons in there, and it's kind of like, okay, well, maybe if she got away, she's hiding
I
somewhere.
mean, you're gonna
I'd
hold me
rather her
back.
go
You're
run
gonna,
off and hide somewhere and keep these people here focused on us.
yeah.
I mean,
You would just
I
have to hold me
understand where
back
you're
with
coming
zip
from as
ties.
far as
Yeah,
wanting to protect,
yeah.
but I feel like
If
even in
I
that
mean,
instant, and I don't think that they didn't want to, but I feel like they were trying to focus on them so she could make that escape. I mean, she hides pretty well, you know. She's pretty smart. There was nothing showing that she would be in any kind of danger from the beginning of the movie,
yeah.
based on her intelligence. So I'm just
I
like,
just didn't like that part. I just didn't like the fact that the kid ran off and she kind of like nobody really cared, kind of thing.
well,
That's
yeah.
the
I
only
mean,
thing that
it
bothered
goes
me
back
about
to
the character. The parenting,
Macaulay Culkin. No,
yeah,
like,
the bad
okay, I'm
parenting.
gonna sneak off. I'm gonna go take care of stuff.
All right.
Well, the Home Alone situation was different because the they were in such a panic and there were so many of them that while they were panicking trying to get through the airport and the hotel and everything like that, like I think they just kept miscounting the children, and that's why she thought that he was with them, kind of thing.
But
So
if you think about it, because of that whole the way the parents interact with each other, and you hear her respond, and you see she's very mature. She already knows what's going on. She's calm about everything. Like,
yeah.
I really wish I would just get y'all stuff together because why am I the adult and you guys are acting like the kids? I mean, that's pretty much what I got out of it.
Yeah. Well, and my second thing that I didn't like was, oh yeah, your bad guy kill team, just like in Die Hard, they all show up in white, right? So they're the ones that are called to back up, as they're called in as backup, and they're all in white, and they show up and they turn out to be the bad guys. So
Mhm.
that was like another Die Hard reference. Um, but if this is supposed to be a kill team, which I can't. I
Sorry.
can't. I mean, I could do an
Well,
hour.
they're
I
not a
can,
kill team. They're an extraction team.
and even an extraction team, like even an extraction team with no basic training, they would still have the knowledge of basic training. And
Well, maybe that's why they didn't fire, because they were an extraction team. If they were a kill team, they would have
They
fired
would
their
have
gun.
fired.
But because they were an extraction team,
It
they
was
said we got
just
to
it was
save our
just for
bullets.
just in case.
but remember,
Yeah,
John Leguizamo
just in
says,
case.
John Leguizamo says, and I know that you call them your kill team in behind closed doors. So I mean, and then she even Gertrude, who I don't know if anybody caught this, is the mom from National Lampoon Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Beverly D'Angelo. Yes.
So she even makes reference. She calls them her kill team. You know, so
Mhm.
everybody is speaking about them as if they're just highly trained. You know, get it done. And I mean, I literally can do an hour myself breaking down how terrible
The incompetence.
the incompetence level of this kill team. It is god awful. But I guess it had to move the story along, and the choreographer from John Wick wasn't available. So
That's why I was in the dark in the barn
it doesn't
to
matter.
give them,
It doesn't.
maybe an excuse.
Okay,
as
since
to
you're
why.
gonna bring that up, this kill team, they know they're operating at night. They're using flashlights. Nobody has a red flashlight. They're all using white flashlights instead of red. Um,
But you also got to take into account Santa's
no, I
pretty
can't.
fast.
I can't take an account for nothing. They're
Santa's got those abilities. Nobody else. Oh, I liked when
Oh.
he went up the chimney with dude.
yeah. Let's move on. So, up
He just
the
wants to
chimney.
talk about the best.
Yeah, let's not keep talking about the bad guys because they were the worst. All right, so the National Lampoon references. Did we catch them all?
I did not catch all of them. I'm pretty sure.
All right, so the Christmas tree. Remember in the cat was nibbling on the tree wires and got electrocuted by the tree. So the bad
Yeah.
guy, yeah, the bad guy he's fighting, gets electrocuted by the tree.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No, I did not see that, but
You
I
didn't?
remember it.
yeah, and then
I didn't catch it.
yeah, of course, all the Die
Aw.
Hard references, the Home Alone references, um, and the Christmas Story. There is a Christmas Story reference in this movie. Anybody?
I can't.
Bueller?
Mm,
No,
Anybody?
no,
No?
no.
Okay. Do you remember the two bullies from the Christmas Story?
mhm.
Yes.
What were their names?
Oh, I can't remember their damn names.
Scott Farkus.
Farkus?
Drags. No.
Farkus
I'm thinking-
and
Didn't it start with an
what was
S?
it- what was the other kid's name? It was Scott Farkus and I can't remember the other kid's name.
Okay. So, but you get it, right? So,
Yes.
when we did Elf yesterday, and you said that the kid from the Christmas Story was in Elf, I didn't catch that,
Wow.
so I had to go back and watch Christmas Story. So as I'm watching the Christmas Story, I hear the name Farkus and Dill, which are the two bullies.
Oh.
And then,
Oh, okay.
if you're watching Violent Night, guess what it says on the side of the minivan as they're unloading all the decorations, all the food, and bringing the weapons into the house. They're sneaking the weapons
Oh my
into the
God! It
house.
did say Farkas and
The-
Dill.
The side of the truck said Farkus and Dill.
Oh my
Shut up,
gosh.
It did.
And they're the bullies. They're the
Okay.
bad guys in this
I
story.
can't believe I missed that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of mad at
Mhm.
myself.
And I swear I missed this until we did Elf yesterday, and you said something about Elf in the Christmas Story, and I was like, what? And I had to go back and watch the Christmas Story, and then the Farkas and Dill was in my head, and I'm watching Violent Night, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, the Farkas and Dill are the two bullies from the Christmas Story, and their names on the side of the truck.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, good catch.
Um, the Bad Santa. Did anybody? I caught the kind of Bad Santa references in the beginning at the bar,
I haven't watched Bad Santa,
and then
so no, I
no.
totally wouldn't have caught any of that.
Well, Bad Santa is Billy Bob Thornton, and he's a an alcoholic, and he's pretending to be Santa in the mall, and then he hides in the mall after they're closed, and he's robbing them, right? Um,
Hmm.
so you see um, our Santa, David Harbour, in the beginning at the bar getting drunk. He can, he's done with Christmas. He's given up, right? But as he's delivering presents and kind of in his mind he's given up. So he's like, well, not in his mind, but in his heart he's given up. So he's delivering presents. So he's still pretending to be Santa, and he's stealing beer and alcohol from every house that he goes to, even though he's still delivering
Fire.
the
Oh my
presents. And I
Did you
kind of
catch the Long Kiss Goodnight reference?
the long kiss goodnight with the John Leguizamo and the cleats.
And the who?
He had the spikes on.
Mm.
No. All right. What? What? Let me talk to me. Talk to me. What is it?
It was like when the fire. Who was it? Who lit the fire so that it lit and blew up whatever it was? But it went down the little trail. It was like, give me a spark, and I was like, oh, Long Kiss Goodnight. I can't remember the scene.
Hmm.
I wrote it down. It's 1 hour and 35 seconds, 35 minutes and 15 seconds.
Where the fire? He lights a fire.
Yeah, you're gonna see it trail down. Like, remember she was trying to dig a hole underneath the door with her daughter. She took the daughter's and she put gasoline in the daughter's doll and made the pee pee with the gasoline. And then she was trying to light the match.
Yeah.
Like, come on, give me a spark. And then that went out. And so she was using whatever she could to get a spark.
Right.
And then it lit up and blew up the door. It was kind of like the same thing. So I was like,
Oh, okay.
do you know what I'm talking about? You know the scene?
Have no idea.
I gave you the marker, kid.
Okay, I get the long kiss goodnight. I don't understand the connection to Violent Night.
I can't look. Why are you playing my emotions? I can't even look at it because I don't know how to mute it on my computer. It's 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 15 seconds. That's all I know. I can't even remember. I didn't even write the whole thing down in
Well, that was a Shane
detail
Black
because
movie.
I was doing homework, watching this at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then why was there a chimney all by its lonesome in the middle of nowhere? That's what I really want to know too.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Why was that there?
That's when you have money, you do that. You put chimneys out in the middle of
nowhere.
nowhere.
Like,
It's just
what was
what
it
you
like?
do.
Directly outside the barn?
Yeah, when you have money like that, that's what you do. You build chimneys in the middle of nowhere. You know.
No, that looked like something fell down. Like it just.
And that was the
probably-
chimney. That was the
Yeah.
chimney from.
What that was you. Stop it. Did you find talking about?
All right, let's call scores.
Yeah.
Huh? As a no.
Okay.
You got 9. I got 9.
I got the same thing.
Well, I enjoyed it immensely. I give it a 10. I don't care. Okay.
Oh.
All right. So
If you watch the trailer for The Long Kiss Goodnight, you see the match scene you're talking about.
Yeah. And then if you look at that one marker for a few seconds, it's pretty much the same thing.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I got distracted.
He's
Continue.
like, yeah. Uh-huh.
Right.
Okay, how many weapons did Santa use?
Mm,
wow.
7.
I didn't count.
I didn't know.
You didn't count?
No.
No.
Okay. So what's 7? Do you know what they were?
I was totally guessing, but
Right.
a
I know
candy
one
cane,
was a
a
golf
star, a hammer.
Oh yeah, the star makes it. Well, no,
Light.
just in the shed part, only,
just the shed.
just the
Oh.
shed.
Yeah, the candy cane, right?
Hmm.
Was in the shed. The hammer, sledgehammer.
Hmm.
The snowblower. The I don't know if it was rope or what it was. It must have been rope, right?
One of them was a white rope. Yeah.
White rope, yeah.
I know he used ice skates.
Oh, skates. Ice
Okay,
skate.
that's great. Hmm.
He used their weapons.
Huh?
He used their weapons. Like he took one guy's weapon and used it to slap him in the face with it.
Yeah.
There was pencil and a wood chipper.
A wood chipper.
Yeah, you remember he killed the guy, put him in there, and he was like all out the other end.
It was a
That was a snowblower.
It's not a snowblower, it's a wood
I thought it
chipper.
was a wood chipper too. I had to
See?
No,
I
that was a snow.
well,
That was a snowblower.
Yeah, it was a snowblower.
snowblower, wood chipper, same thing, whatever.
Yeah, take it from the New Yorkers. That was a snowblower.
That was a snowblower.
Right.
I've been using a snowblower like the past 3 days. Trust me, it was a snowblower.
Yeah.
First of all, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm from
Trust-
Jersey, but still,
trust the New
I'm like, it
Yorkers
looked
on
like a
this
wood
one.
chipper.
Just the New Yorkers on this one.
All
That
right.
was a snowblower.
Whatever.
All right, cool.
All right, so we're all 9s and 10s on this one. It was definitely an excellent movie. Junior, excellent choice. Really good movie.
And I'm ready for the prequel to come out.
Yeah, this one gets added
Nice.
to the go-to list. All right, so that was a good choice, and that wraps up our review for Violent Night.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
And we're looking for some millennial